Everybody, thanks for tuning in again. We have finally done it. We've made it to 2,000 subscribers. And if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know I told everybody when we get to 2,000 subscribers, we'll tune the car. So, man of my word, the tune is ordered. It should be here hopefully in a week or two. I know it's pretty cold up in Canada right now, so a lot of issues with shipping and all that junk. So hopefully that doesn't mess this up. Still, within a couple weeks, it should be here most likely. We'll get it on the car. We are going to do a dyno day. I actually have it booked in for tomorrow. So put her on the dyno, get a baseline before we add anything else on the car. So far it's just the catback exhaust, so it shouldn't make too much of a difference. And yeah, like I said, I want to do this video outside, but right now it's like -10 and it's windy. So with the wind chill, we're like -20 right now. And I would be talking and then you would see my face slowly start to freeze and you wouldn't be able to understand what I'm saying anymore. So we're in the garage, a little warmer in here, still pretty chilly, but hopefully we'll get through it. Hopefully this helps you out. We're just going to go over some of the stuff on the car. If you're going to tune your own, what they need to know, what you should know. Basically get all the stuff, all the information about your car before you send it to the tuner, because with these cars it's all over email for the most part, unless you're somewhere where you know somebody or you're close to somebody that can actually dyno tune it personally for you. But for me, we're going email tune. If you want to see which one I ordered, make sure you thumbs up and subscribe because it should be here soon. Alright, so if you're new, we do have a 2019 GT here, Performance Pack 1. Nothing done to the car performance-wise other than a catback exhaust, which without a tune or anything, they claim, some people claim up to 10 horsepower, but who knows if that's really true. We'll find out, like I said, on the dyno tomorrow. And then once the tune is on, we will see what she gets with everything added on to her. So when you're ordering a tune, I'm sure if you got your own car tuned, you probably aren't going to be very interested in this video. You'll know most of that stuff already. But if you're new, like me, I've never actually had a car like this before. So I've definitely never tuned a car like this before. I'm not going to tell you who I went with, just stay tuned for that. Like I said, it will be coming, and you'll see what I decided to go with. But I learned a little bit of stuff, just everything that they need to know. I know most people, the big guys, usually go with either your Palm Beach dyno or your Lund tune, and they're all the same for information-wise, what they need. I know you can either go N-gauge or the SCT tuner. A lot of people go N-gauge because they like to put it in the dash. You can remove one of the vents, stick it in the dash. Kind of looks like it's stock with the car and just makes it a little, you know, cleans it up a bit. But you'll have to wait and see what I ordered. Little side note, when I talked to the lady that I ordered my tune from, the N-gauge is actually discontinued. I don't know if she meant just up in Canada or if she meant altogether, but I noticed if you go, you guys can check it out right now or after the video, go to Palm Beach Dyno or go to the Lund site, click on Mustang or whatever you're driving, go to order a tune and you'll see that the N-gauge option is no longer there. So I don't know if maybe they're going to be coming out with something new, something improved. We'll see. I know the N-gauge worked really well, but just something to keep in mind if you can get your hands on one or you're thinking about tuning it. Maybe now is the time, because if you really want the N-gauge, you won't be able to get it in the future. Okay, so if you have any sort of bolt-on to your car, anything to do with fuel or air mostly, you will have had to have tuned your car already. I mean, such things like headers or cold air intake, anything like that. So you'll probably know what's going on. But if you're new to tuning your car, maybe you're doing it like me, I like to add just piece by piece by piece and see how we do and what we gain adding each piece on. And you know, if you're lucky enough to have enough cash, I know some people will get the car, they'll go full out, they'll do intake, headers, exhaust, E85, everything, do it in one big shot. then this is kind of for you as well. If you're new to the tuning thing, but you've got the cash or anything to get that done, you will be going over the list and you'll have to find out everything on the list, because your tuner, what they do is you'll get your tune over email basically, and the more info they have on your car to start off, the better the tune is. They'll send you kind of they've obviously done, like I said, you go Palm Beach or Lund, they've done a lot of these cars. They can give you a tune that's close to what it will be. Then basically you put it in, tune your car, drive around, data log it, send it to them, and they'll give you your final tune that is for your specific vehicle. So the number one thing you want is your Pcm code, which was a little bit of a pain in the butt, especially on these 18, 19 and up. Before, I'll turn the flashlight on here. I know the older models, it used to be back here, the battery's under the cover here. Your code used to be kind of back there. It's always somewhere around your fuse box. And if you look in here, you can see the silver, hopefully down in there, is your CPU, where the light's flashing there. I know it's kind of bright, hard to see, but it's even hard to find in person. But where it is on mine, there's that black cover there. And then if you look, see if I can get the camera somewhere where you guys can see it. Somewhere in there is a little barcode. All right, so this is your battery cover, and if you look straight down to the right side of it, you can see there is a little sticker just to the right of that little hole. And the way they have this done is that black cover you're looking at, the little triangle piece, is the bracket, I guess, for your fuse box here. But the code you need is under that black piece, of course, because they don't like to make things easy for you. So, see if I can get my light to sit here with one hand free. So basically, this is your barcode, and you have to lift up this piece. There will be a number under there. There's one that says PN, I think, P/N. The other says H/W. And the H/W is the one that you need to write down, and that is the one that lets the tuner control your car. So they need to know that number. It should be, mine was JL3A, so it should be 2 letters, a number, and a letter, and then it's a group of, I believe, 6 numbers, and then mine was -CA. I believe that's because it's a Canadian car, so CA tells them it's up in Canada. The difference being is if you're in the States or something, everything is miles per hour, miles per gallon, all like that. We're up here, we're liters per kilometer and kilometers an hour. So of course, in your computer, that's all going to be different than as if you were driving somewhere where it's miles per hour. So I guess if you're in the States, I could be wrong. Maybe it's -US, or Europe, I believe it's like EU or EAU or something like that. But that is the main code that they need 100% to be able to control your car. All right, and second on the list, what they want to know is your intake. Do you have a cold air intake, aftermarket, which one it is? I know the inlet tube is a lot bigger on some compared to others. So, the more air that gets sucked in, the more the computer has to calculate for that. So they'll need to know that. Along with injectors, if you've got different injectors in your car, if you're boosted or whatever, obviously you're tuned by then. You wouldn't need to know that. But like I said, if you're starting this from scratch, they'll need to know what kind of injectors you have. If you change the manifold, I know Cobra Jet's big on a lot of the cars, and the older versions upgrade to the 18 plus. Whether anything's ported or anything like that, they need to know. Along with your throttle body, I know you can get adapters and stuff for that. They'll want to know if you have stock throttle body. Anything that will give the car, you know, a little bit of an edge over the other stuff, they have to take into consideration when they're tuning it, just to keep everything running smoothly. Then, you know, you can get into some of the larger items like down there. If you have long tube headers, and if you have headers, they need to know, are they catted or catless? Because that also makes a difference. And then you get into your catback exhaust, whether some people have 3-inch. If you're, I don't know, most are 3-inch, I believe, for aftermarket. You might end up with 2.5, might end up with 3.5. I don't know if that's around, but they'll need to know all that stuff. And also your tire size, because the bigger the rims or smaller the rims determines how fast your tire's spinning. It'll mess with how fast your RPM winds up and all that stuff. So that's another thing that they also want to know. So it's all the stuff that you go over. For mine, you know, mostly stock still, so it was just stock. But if you're ordering a bunch of stuff and you're going to tune it, make sure that you get part numbers if it's not on the list that they have on there, and don't miss anything because it could mess up your tune. And then last but not least, the one last piece that they need is obviously your transmission. Are you running an automatic? This is the 10-speed. Or are you shifting your own gears still? Because that also makes a big difference in your tune. So that is pretty much the list that they will want. Obviously, the more into the bolt-ons and boosts and anything you get into, the more expensive your tune will be. If you go in flex fuel or straight up E85, that's all added on top as well. But like I said, I ordered mine. If you want to see what it is, make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss it. Should be coming up in a week or two, hopefully. I gotta get it installed, but I also have a job, so whenever it shows up, I need to make time to do it. And then I also said tomorrow is dyno day. We'll go get this baby on the dyno, see what she makes. And then once we get everything back on and bolted up, tune installed, get her data logged, drive around, get first impressions and stuff like that, I will be getting her back on the dyno, and we'll see what we gain with the tune. So stay tuned. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know if it helped you out. Let me know what tune you guys ended up going with. And stay tuned for more if you want to see mine. Thanks for watching.